Hi, this is Judy Trusz, and I am doing my overview of an OER resource for Module 5. So I decided to start by going to the OER Commons and click into that site, and I typed in block coding because my unit is on block coding with middle schoolers. And the second thing I found was this Star Wars Building a Galaxy with Code, which I remember doing a couple years ago for Hour of Code just for fun. So I went into that. I thought, oh, this will be so cool to use this. Clicked into the resource. Oh, wait, let me find here. Here is the Common or Creative Commons license. I knew I could get back to that to discuss that. And I found the lesson plan, and I looked at get started, but when I went to activity, where is it here? Oh, I clicked on this, challenge your students to complete this tutorial, and I got a 404, which was a bummer. So I went back to the OER Commons and thought, when I had initially done my research, I thought I saw something on Khan Academy, but I couldn't find it. So I tried block coding Khan. I thought, wait, that didn't work because it was text coding. So I did coding and Khan. And I found this first one called Coloring with Code. And the more I looked into it, the more I thought, oh, this is even better because it is like a segue between block coding, which is what I'm teaching, and the next step, which would be text coding. And it is similar. Here we go. It is in Khan Academy, and it is similar to this other program that I use, Carnegie Mellon's Academy, that has basic Python for middle schoolers, but it would take like a week to do just that. So this is similar to that, although it's using a different coding language. It's using JavaScript, but I thought it would be a great way to go to the next level. Let's see. So what else did I want to say before I move on? Oh, when I found this Hour of Code, Coloring with Code, now here I don't see it, but I must have found it somewhere because I have this right here for the Hour of Code activity, and it has the Creative Commons license with BY, NC, and SA. And using this resource that we were given, I found that this means I can use it however I want, but I have to cite it and license your work under a sharing license. I'm not quite sure what license your work under a sharing license means. I'm going to have to do some more research on that, but this says if it's non-commercial, I can use it. I just have to cite it. So I figured out how to cite it, and I realized I have to put the Creative Commons in the citation. So I took care of that. And then I found there's an easier way to access this without going through the OER Commons that sends me to the exact same link, so I can link that in my Google Classroom. Now, for the second part of the analysis, why is it useful? Well, JavaScript language is the actual next natural step for students to take after block coding. And originally, I thought that they had connected the block coding to JavaScript in Ozoblockly, but I recently found that they switched it to Python. But they're very similar in their basic construct. So I think it would be a good connection for my students to see. Now, I want to show you, this is where I hope my students get to in my unit. There are many steps before we get to this editor. But over here, after you put in some blocks, you can go to the code preview, and it shows you how this block is written in code so I can make that connection with my kids. And then I looked for, is Khan Academy the best way to teach middle schoolers how to code? And of course, Khan Academy said so in this article, but I thought you can't really review yourself. So I went to Common Sense Media, and I found that Khan Academy was not on this list. But some other things that, like I wanted to use code.org for the Star Wars one. And there were some other things on here that I've used in the past. And as I scrolled down to the text portion, which was pretty far down here, I found ones that text-based coding, but you had to eventually pay for them, till I found one that was free. And I jumped into Unity and I made up an account, learned all about that. But again, that would take weeks, probably a semester, to teach them in Unity. But that's another open resource that I found through my research this week. So that's fantastic, and I will be using that in the future. Let's see. So how am I going to be using this in my plan? Well, I'm going to go to my instructional overview and show you my goals and objectives. And basically the yellow is the stuff that I've added after finding this open resource. I kind of felt like there was something missing in my unit that I wanted to extend it one more step, especially after getting some responses from classmates about, maybe what I was doing was too simple. And I thought, okay, well, let's take it up a notch. And a way to do that would be to take it to text coding. So I think that this open resource where they create a drawing